Key nuclear sites last night. For more on this, let's bring in retired Brigadier General John Tykert, former fighter pilot and former Pentagon Deputy Undersecretary of Foreign Affairs. General, great to have you on the show. As a former fighter pilot, you run down this mission. You look at leaving the 36-hour round trip and never touching the ground, literally going in with those fighter jets in front of them, sweeping the sky, hitting the 3 targets they wanted to hit, turning around, going home. And as the president said, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth followed, not a shot was fired at him. It's got to be kind of amazing for you to look at this and think how that happened.
Trace, I'm a lifelong airman, and I am still at awe at the stunning success from last night. You think about the complexity of bombers launching all the way around the world, deception and operational security, 125 aircraft strike package, 75 precise munitions striking targets in Iran. One of the core mission sets of the United States Air Force is global strike, which means striking any target on the planet at any time. And clearly it's far more than a slogan. The United States Air Force and military demonstrated that capability last night.
General, listen to General Dan Kane, who was on with us earlier today.
This operation underscores the unmatched capabilities and global reach of the United States military. As the president clearly said last night, no other military in the world could have done this.
Wondering if you could talk about the bravery in addition to the skills, because this wasn't like they were out for a joyride. This was a dangerous mission.
Mm-hmm.
Dana, you're exactly right. And when you plan a mission like this and you prepare to execute, then you realize that this is not a training mission. This is not a permissive environment, that you are going into hostile territory, likely heavily defended, but you fall back on your training and you fall back on what you know is a very precise plan that is orchestrated brilliantly by the total force from the United States military. And like we've heard all through the day, there is not a military on the planet in the history of the world that could do what the United States did last night.
It's amazing to me, General, and I just have one question because you kind of go through the rundown here. We talk about the 14 bunker busters that were kind of launched these sites. We know one Fordow and as well as Natanz. And I'm wondering, because Isfahan is also underground, why no bunker busters, in your opinion, at Isfahan and use Tomahawk missiles instead there, sir?
Trace, at least from what I've been able to see from those 3 target areas, that the centrifuges that enrich the uranium are primarily the ones at Natanz and Fordow that are the deep and hard targets that those MOPs were essential for. At least based on what I know from Isfahan, that was primarily an enriched uranium storage facility with most of the facilities close to the surface, which means that the Tomahawk missiles would be suitable to achieve the mission set by destroying the storage of that uranium.
General, could you take a listen to Marco Rubio, who was on earlier today?
The president sent our military forces from halfway across the world, went in, conducted this operation, left. Not a shot was fired against us. They didn't even know what had happened. By the time we left, the planes were out of their airspace before they finally started realizing they had been hit. So it would be a terrible mistake if Iran retaliates.
I'm the queen of the dumb question, so I'm going to ask it. Do you think that one of the reasons Iran didn't know is because Israel had degraded its capabilities so much, or are these planes just able to just go without detection at all? I mean, I'm curious that the Iranians, they seem to have been caught flat-footed, but they kind of knew something might be happening.
Dana, I think it's a combination of the stealth capabilities and the exquisite planning that went on for the United States military, and frankly, the preparation of the battlefield during the last 10 days by the Israeli Defense Force. And you think about the targets that provided the Israelis air superiority that made it a semi-permissive environment for the last 10 days. All of that helped with the preparation to blind the Iranians against what happened last night from the United States strike package.
Retired Brigadier General John Tykert. General, great analysis as always. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you.